What started as a simple press conference turned into total chaos when Jake Paul dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. The room went silent, jaws dropped, and Gervonta Davis looked like he wanted to jump across the table. This wasn't your typical fight promotion. This was war.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass.
Here's the twist that nobody expected. Despite Tank looking uncomfortable at the press conference, Showbiz said this actually made him more confident that Davis would win the fight. Why? Because to him, Tank's reaction showed he doesn't see Jake Paul as a real threat. Sometimes the best fighters look their worst when they're not taking their opponents seriously.
He's stupid as fuck. Tank was a guy out of his element. And I'm going to say this. I hope that doesn't carry Tank into the ring. Because in the ring, he could feel like he's not really an op. He's not somebody that I really... Because I'll beat the hell out this kid. Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. No cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful, but I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue.
Then Jake Paul shocked everyone again by breaking down exactly how he plans to beat one of boxing's most dangerous punchers. Instead of just talking trash, he got technical about his advantages. Paul laid out his strategy like he was teaching a masterclass, explaining how his size and training could expose Davis's weaknesses.
Yeah, I would say a lot of things, but I think first and foremost is going to just be my reach, my size, being able to keep him away. I think there's a lot of holes in his defense that a lot of people haven't exposed before, and he's a great fighter, one of the best. I'm excited. He's elevating me to a new height. He's making me push myself to my limits. I'm more locked in than ever, but at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be able to come out on top and outbox the guy who's been doing it for 7 times as long as me.
But Tank Davis had a completely different approach when the cameras rolled. While Paul was making bold predictions, Davis kept it cool and focused on the bigger picture. He talked about giving fans an incredible show and acknowledged Paul's physical advantages. Davis seemed calm, almost too calm for someone facing such personal attacks.
I think it's going to be a great event. Every time I fight is fireworks. Jake Paul coming in, you know, he's much bigger, he's much stronger. Boxing wins come November the 14th. You know, it's not just me and Jake on a fight. It's a whole card, and we just giving boxing what it needs, and that's excitement.
That calm didn't last long, though. Before the famous sparring comment that got everyone talking, Tank switched into a different mode. He started talking directly to his team and critics with a warning that sent chills through the room. The way he mixed humor with a serious threat showed everyone that he's not playing games when it comes to his preparation.
A lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama.
But here's what everyone missed while they were focused on Paul's shocking words. Boxing expert Showbiz the Adult noticed something completely different about Tank Davis during that intense face-off. While fans were talking about the drama, he was studying Davis's body language like a detective. What he found might surprise you.
Tank Davis, in that stare down, he didn't show fear as much as he showed a dog, maybe a very uncomfortable dog that you think is cornered, and that's when he's at his most dangerous. I know you guys are like, Cap, listen. Tank Davis is a violent human being. He's a savage. And he didn't feel in his element. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. If you're from the hood, you will know. It's kind of like taking a guy from the block and putting him in the corporate world in a business meeting.
Showbiz revealed the truth about what he saw in Tank's eyes during that stare down. According to him, Jake Paul's constant jokes and interruptions were doing more damage than anyone realized. Tank wasn't scared, but something was clearly bothering him. The way he stumbled over simple questions about the fight date, that wasn't normal for a champion like Davis.
To be so out of his element that he's just, he doesn't even know how to argue without sounding like, I'm gonna whoop your ass, I'm gonna beat you. The way Jake was doing things, he had the clowns coming out, his jokes and all of his things, it was irritating, but he didn't feel in danger. The whole thing just felt, I don't know. He even forgot when the fight was, right?
We just got to see what he bring come when we fighting.
November 14th.
Yeah,
Then came the moment that changed everything. Jake Paul crossed a line that most fighters would never dare cross. Instead of typical trash talk about skills or records, he went straight for Tank's character with accusations about hitting women. The room erupted. Tank's face changed instantly, and what was supposed to be promotion became a personal war.
You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the fucking clown, buddy. You're the fucking clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
After all the chaos settled, boxing legend Shannon Briggs jumped in with some hard truths about what he witnessed. Briggs questioned whether Tank is really focused on fighting or if he's getting distracted by all the money and attention. His concerns about Davis's priorities added another layer to an already complicated situation.
Exhibition fight with Jake Paul.
I think it's great for the public, for the fans, and for the kids, and for the people who are not traditional boxing fans. It's great to bring more fans to the sport, and I think it's great.
Gervonta could have, had options. Obviously, the Lamont Roach fight, the Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
So you're getting criticized. So what do you got to say about that? And other people are also saying, well, this is a once in a lifetime, getting that money, securing your family.
Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the dollar, get the money. Dollar.
Briggs didn't stop there. He explained how fights like this aren't really about boxing anymore. They're about business and bringing new fans to the sport. Using examples like Mike Tyson and Logan Paul, he showed how these spectacle fights generate massive attention and money, even if they're not traditional boxing matches.
The money. This is great for boxing, great for his pockets, like Mike Tyson did it. This is one of the lifetime things, like two of the lifetime things. You got Turkey Ali, whatever his name is.
Yes.
And you got your boy here, Jake, and what Logan did brought a lot of money to the game and new fans. Look at all these fans that was never into boxing, and now they love boxing. Y'all love boxing, right? That's right, they love boxing.
What do you think?
With all the drama and business talk flying around, someone finally had to step in and explain what would actually happen in the ring. Nakisa Badarian took control and laid out the official rules of this exhibition match. Weight limits, glove sizes, round length. He covered everything to make sure fans knew this was still a serious competition.
It's an exhibition at 195 max weight.
Okay.
10 3-minute rounds.
Okay.
And 12-ounce gloves. And most of you guys know boxing, right? Most of the fights are with 10-ounce gloves. Fighters spar in 16-ounce gloves. 12-ounce and 10-ounce gives you a little bit more safety, which is the key here, given the size difference, but there's a massive experience difference. We will have 3 world-class judges ringside that the commission has approved to ensure there's a rendered decision for the fans. It will not go on their record, but there will be 3 experienced judges, some of the best in the business, giving their view of who won the fight.
But the rules explanation revealed something interesting about how both fighters are preparing. Badarian explained that Tank isn't trying to bulk up for this fight. He's staying focused on his speed and natural abilities. Even though it's labeled as an exhibition, both men are training like their careers depend on it.
You saw the exhibition of Floyd and Logan.
Okay.
So just go with that, and if they weren't trying to hit each other,
Fair
then tell me they weren't trying to hit each other.
What do you think Tank's going to walk in at, 160?
That's up to Tank. What I can tell you is Tank is focused on coming in the best shape of his life. It's not about gaining weight. It's about having the speed advantage.
This is where things got really interesting. Luke Thomas started breaking down the matchup from a technical standpoint and dropped some concerning observations about Tank's chances. He suggested both fighters might be in it mainly for the payday, but the size difference and exhibition format could create serious problems for the smaller Davis.
That's 35% of the whole purse. So that's both his show and win money. You get
Thomas didn't hold back his concerns about Tank potentially losing to a YouTuber turned boxer. He brought up Adrian Broner as an example of how even talented fighters can fall off track. This comparison hit hard because it reminded everyone that in boxing, anything can happen, especially in unusual matchups like this one.
purse. So that's both his show and win money. You just get 35% of the purse, okay?
Then John McCarthy entered the conversation with some of the harshest criticism yet. The former referee questioned how this fight was even approved in the first place. He called out the exhibition format for having no official winner or loser, warning fans that the size and experience differences make this potentially dangerous. For Tank,
I think you just said it. To me, it's ridiculous.
How are they allowing this to happen? That's what I want to know.
Exhibition. You know,
Even exhibition though, like
no
it's
exhibition.
robust.
Exhibition. They can basically say, okay, you want to do it. It's not a real fight. We're not gonna sanction it. We're not.
There's no winner at the end, correct? Then if
There's
it's
no winner
exhibition?
at the end.
Got
There's
it.
no winner. There's no loser. Yeah, but you look at it, and it's exactly what you said. It's a train wreck. And when I say it's a train wreck, it's not that Gervonta Davis is not a phenomenal fighter, but to sit there and to think that he's going to be able to,
McCarthy's analysis got even more brutal. He explained why he thinks this fight could be a disaster for Tank Davis. According to him, Jake Paul's experience against bigger opponents gives him a huge advantage. While Tank might not be strong enough to hurt someone Paul's size, the weight and stamina issues could be game changers.
well with Jake Paul. If Jake Paul had never fought, maybe, Gervonta Davis would win. But now at this point, he's just not big enough. And when I say not big enough, look, he's going to have to take serious shots to try to lay shots on Jake Paul. And I don't give a damn what he comes in weighing. He can't weigh too much because then he won't have any gas. So let's say he comes in weighing 145. At 145 pounds, he's going to have a hard time making Jake Paul respect his power. Jake Paul's been in with heavyweights.
But Ariel Helwani had a different take on all the criticism. He asked a question that made everyone think. Why do people hate these fights in boxing but love them in MMA? Using examples from both sports, he pointed out the double standard in how fans react to unusual matchups depending on which sport they're watching.
I'm not weighing in. I was just wondering, as I was trying to think, okay, like, why is the reaction this as opposed to that? If this same situation gets booked for like a Ryzen show where it's a guy who's 200 pounds against a guy who's 135 pounds, that's what they fight at. Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. Who like how much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, like, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
The Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis press conference delivered everything fans wanted and more. Personal attacks, expert predictions, business revelations, and serious concerns about what might happen in the ring. Paul's controversial tactics grabbed headlines, while Tank's reactions revealed more than he probably intended. Every expert had a different opinion about who has the advantage, making this one of the most unpredictable fights in recent memory. The stage is set for either the biggest upset in boxing or a reality check for Jake Paul's ambitions. One thing's for sure, when these two step in the ring, someone's world is about to change forever. What's your prediction? Will Jake Paul's size and strategy overcome Tank Davis's skill and power? Or will the champion prove that real boxing always beats internet fame? Drop your thoughts below.